This is when we've had 8 months of consolidation. You've all lost your fucking minds. And then the simple God candle arrives. And suddenly we feel good. Lord Vishnu blesses us with the God candle. And we can all go about our business thinking we're the smartest people in the world. Well, what we're going to see is altcoins dominance rising massively and Bitcoin dominance falling, and us being able to make a lot of money in the smaller stuff rather than Bitcoin. Smaller stuff, for me, the bets for me are Solana and Sui, but you all choose your own, whatever that may be, and that's fine. I don't want to argue about what tokens. Altcoins as a percentage of whether they're outperforming Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. No, not yet. We're just starting. We had the basing pattern. Now we're going to start. Might be a bit more chopping around, but alt season is here. That's Banana Zone's signature.
As we all know, Raoul Pal, a prominent macro investor and CEO of Real Vision, has been a vocal proponent of the significant role global liquidity plays in driving cryptocurrency market cycles. He believes that we are currently entering a phase he calls the Banana Zone, characterized by increasing global liquidity that will propel the crypto market to new heights. Global liquidity refers to the ease with which assets can be converted into cash or other assets in the global financial system. It is heavily influenced by central bank policies, government spending, and overall economic conditions. Pal argues that the current economic landscape, marked by the need for major economies to refinance their debts, is setting the stage for a substantial increase in global liquidity. According to Pal, this influx of liquidity has a profound impact on the cryptocurrency market. Historically, Bitcoin has shown a strong correlation with global liquidity trends, often acting as a barometer for liquidity conditions. In fact, data suggests that Bitcoin's price direction aligns with global liquidity 83% of the time over 12-month periods, surpassing the correlation of any other major asset class. As we enter the banana zone, Pal anticipates a shift in market dynamics. While Bitcoin has traditionally led market movements, he believes we are now transitioning into a phase where altcoins will take center stage. This is evidenced by the recent consolidation of Bitcoin's price around $100,000, which has allowed alternative cryptocurrencies to gain prominence. Pal believes we are in a stage of market where Bitcoin's market dominance declines as investors seek higher returns in smaller, more volatile assets. Pal suggests that Ethereum and other altcoins are poised to outperform Bitcoin in the coming months, with some projects potentially delivering exponential gains. So now let's listen to more of Raoul Pal's views. But before that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and watch the video until the end to understand his views clearly.
But we're not really. It's actually driven by global liquidity. You've all seen this chart before. Every time global liquidity breaks out, it goes through this consolidation pattern. As liquidity tightens, it breaks out. Crypto breaks out with it. Now, global liquidity is contracting right now, but it did break out to a new high. It's expected to break out going forwards, and I'll show you that in a second. So we're at the point where crypto does really well, which is the banana zone. Crypto follows global liquidity, does it really well. It's got an 87.5% correlation. Global liquidity is forecast by our models at Global Macro Invest. Global liquidity comes in these seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter. Again, I've covered these a lot. We are in summer. If you look at the summer periods of that weird mustard orange, we always have a strong market in liquidity. So that's debasement of currency that makes our number go up. Our number go up is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the benchmark asset. And again, we go further out the risk curve. Late summer and fall is all about the risk curve. We'll come on to that. But if you look at the mustard periods, it's always gone up in summer. In fact, so is the NASDAQ. All risk assets always go up. Election years, same thing. Presidential election cycle, all the same thing. And then in fall, we tend to have a good rally, and then we top out eventually. Twice it's been at the end of the year, once it's been kind of towards the end of the year with that weird double top pattern, which I don't think will be repeated, but everyone has PTSD from. Bitcoin and that, very good. We're having a little correction now. I don't think it comes back to 80,000, but who knows? But either way, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Even better, the GMI total global liquidity, 10-week lead. It's been spot on, kids. Spot on. Will it always be spot on? No idea. But it tells us that we should be early to mid-December, hit 100,000, and then have a bit of a correction. That makes sense because a lot of people square their positions, take profits, etc. Particularly now the institutions are there, they do their rebalancing. So then let's say we'd have a 20% pullback from, I don't know, 100,000 back to 80,000. And then you have the face ripping rally as everybody comes in with a fresh P&L the beginning of the year. And by kind of first week of January, we just start ripping and it becomes unbuyable period of the banana zone. Happened last year, actually. So Bitcoin halving seasons, we're in the pinky one at the bottom. It's now in line with the 2016-17 halving, which is, I think, the most likely outcome, and dragging behind the previous halving because the liquidity was front-end loaded because of the pandemic, and then back-end it got taken out early. This time around, it's more normal. It's very similar to 2016 cycle where liquidity was given by the Chinese and the US didn't add enormous amounts of liquidity. Very similar this time around, trading very similar to that time. Here is that cycle versus today's cycle. And as you can see, very, very similar. Bitcoin last year versus this year, been playing out very similar, bananas. Ethereum now versus the previous periods is following the last cycle in Bitcoin. Now, whether it gets to the target here, 20,000 ETH, who the fuck knows? Doesn't really matter, but directionally, you can see what happens. ETH should accelerate from here. I'm pretty confident that it will. The other thing is back to the macro, because the macro drives everything. The Institute of Supply Managers Survey, the ISM, that's the guide to the business cycle. You know, how much money is your business earning? How much money are you earning? It's all hidden in that thing, and it's still low, which is why a lot of us feel like, oh, the economy's not really working yet. But the forward-looking financial conditions, which is based about rates and the dollar and oil prices, are forward-looking basis, very positive for the business cycle. So we should see a lot of kind of economic activity and feel-good factor within ourselves ahead. So that's very important because it drives altcoin season. We care about altcoin season because that's when you make the big fucking bucks. Altcoin season, here's altcoin's percentage of Bitcoin total market cap. We are likely to, we follow the ISM, it's the ISM I've shown you is going to pick up. Well, what we're going to see is altcoins dominance rising massively and Bitcoin dominance falling, and us being able to make a lot of money in the smaller stuff rather than Bitcoin. Smaller stuff, you know, for me, the bets for me are Solana and Sui, but you all choose your own, whatever that may be. And that's fine. I don't want to argue about what tokens, what here. Altcoins as a percentage of whether they're outperforming Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. No, not yet. We're just starting. We had the basing pattern. Now we're going to start. Might be a bit more chopping around, but alt season is here. That's Banana Zone's signature. Crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and ETH, breaking out. We should see a gigantic acceleration. Look at the acceleration we had back in 2020. It just exploded from 80 to 1,000. So that's 80 billion to $1 trillion. And we will see something more extraordinary this time, I believe. So let's look at a bit of price action, just because you want to know what's happening. Bitcoin, banana zone. Solana, banana. Hasn't broken the all-time high properly yet. It's kind of messing around, but the all-time high is higher. But banana centrale. Solana versus Bitcoin. So we showed you the Bitcoin chart. Looks great. Look at the Solana chart. It's been stable, but it's been going up since October 2023 or December 2023. It's been outperforming Bitcoin. It's the bet I've had from that period, and it's been a fucking lucky, great bet. Solana on-chain activity is huge. The applications are being built. It's got everybody's attention. This is a wedge pattern. It will break, and it will wildly outperform Bitcoin in the back half of the cycle, the alt season. So that's the one thing to notice.
As we've explored, Raoul Pal's perspective on the global liquidity cycle offers a compelling outlook for the crypto market. He emphasizes the importance of looking into the past liquidity cycles and keeping the hope of alt season alive. He believes this cyclical pattern underscores the need for a disciplined investment strategy in the volatile crypto space. Now we'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you positioning yourself for a potential crypto surge? Drop your comments below and join the discussion. If you found value in this analysis, show your support with a like and subscribe for more crypto insights. Remember, stay informed and invest responsibly. Until next time.